Hi, I'm Leslie with the Bookmobile, and today I want to introduce you to someone very special. Have you ever seen a helicopter? Have you ever been on a helicopter? Well, Shalena is going to take us for a ride. So buckle up. Well, this is thrilling for me because my office is either at the library or on my Earth rocket, the Bookmobile. Your office is what?
My office is a helicopter, so my view is always changing, and it's from about 500 to 1,000 feet up in the air. It's awesome.
Here we go. I hope you're buckled up. This is at the St. Augustine Airport, and we're flying over this field that's going to take us right out to the ocean. Does it look like we're going fast? And look, just ahead, there's a plane taking off. This area is North River. Miss Marcia does an Our Big Backyard series, and she talks about all the different animals that live in our waters. Up ahead is the Atlantic Ocean. And if we were to keep going, we'd end up in Africa. We're coming up on Volano Beach. Look at that wave. Do you see anyone swimming? I do see all the pretty shadows that the clouds have made. So we can see the Atlantic Ocean, we can see Salt Run and the Intracoastal. And up ahead is the St. Augustine Inlet. That's Conch Island. That's part of Anastasia State Park. And there's those pretty shadows. That little body of water is called Salt Run. And there's the lighthouse. I was looking for manatees and dolphins and even sharks, and I did not see any. Oh, what's that? That looks like a parasailer. I bet they were having a lot of fun. And up ahead, I see St. Augustine Beach Pier. There's the pier. We saw Palatka. Do you know anyone that lives in Palatka? Wave, say hi. I was asking Miss Shalena how she got interested in flying, and this is what she told me.
I have wanted to fly since I was little. When I think I was about 9 years old, I was on an airplane with my family for the first time, a big airplane for the first time. And it hit turbulence, and I loved it. I wanted to do that every single day. At first, I thought about maybe being a flight attendant. That was the first thing that crossed my mind because that was what we were exposed to is as women. That's where and that would still be pretty awesome. But as I got older, I realized I didn't really want to do the airlines. While that was an amazing career path, it just wasn't quite for me. And so I still wanted to fly airplanes, just the little Cessna 172s. I wanted it as a hobby. And helicopters never even crossed my mind until I got into college. And the college I went to had an aviation program attached to it. And it was just kind of a series of circumstances. I needed an extra credit for my financial aid. I took this intro to aviation class. I was like, oh yeah, I wanted to fly. And in that class, I met a friend he has been living, breathing helicopters since he was about 3 years old. And he forced me to go on a ride with him, and I switched the next day.
How many of you are interested in learning to fly? Do you think it's loud on the helicopter? Let's find out. And we're back. That's the 206 bridge. That's the bridge that I take to go to work at the Southeast Library. That's Crescent Beach. And I think we're turning around and heading north. There's Treasure Beach. Look at all of those canals. Do you see those docks ahead? Some of those still show damage from Hurricane Matthew and Hurricane Irma. Miss Shalena was telling me about the controls of a helicopter. The foot pedals change the direction of the nose, the way that you're pointing. The cyclic bar moves you forward, backwards, left, or right. The collective moves you up and down. There's the Bridge of Lions. We're flying over downtown St. Augustine. We've been lots of places today. Did we fly over your home? There's Flagler College. There's the fort. And here's the Mission Nombre de Dios. That looks like Volano Bridge. We're coming up on some county buildings. There's Health and Human Services, and then the county administration and courthouse complexes. I think I see the airport up ahead. Our journey's about to come to an end.
I started flying in July of 2013. That was my first flight. To get through the schooling took me a little bit longer for a few reasons. So I've now been flying for just over 7 years.
What would you say to young girls and boys that are interested in flying, interested in helicopters, and they're thinking this is what they want to do for a career?
Looking back on how I went through it, first thing I would say is make sure somebody who supports you knows it. My parents have been very supportive since I told them, but as I mentioned earlier, I've known I wanted to fly since I was 9. I was not very verbal about that. I never told anybody. I just kind of showed up at home one day and during college and said, "Hey, I'm switching majors. I'm going to be a helicopter pilot." And my parents went, "What?" All right. I mean, they loved it. They're awesome. They're very supportive. But they had absolutely no idea. And I know they would have helped me out. They would have gotten me involved in things that would have helped me get more into it and closer look at it if they had known. So first thing, if you're interested in it at all, I would say find somebody who is supportive of you and let them know. Let them know, "Hey, I'm thinking about this. Can we look up what we can do to work towards that?" There are all kinds of things you can do. And then secondly, while I was going through training, the one thing that took me the longest to realize, unfortunately, is that I started getting through my training faster when I finally found a study buddy. I got somebody I could work with, and we were bouncing ideas off each other, and it kept me accountable for actually studying, not when I was just with my instructor. And unfortunately for me, I didn't do that until I was almost done with all my training. So the first portion of my training went by a little bit slower than it could have if I'd gotten myself a little bit of a network to study and to become even just friends who are interested in the same thing. So those would be the two things, and in a way they're the same thing. Just build your network of people who are supporting your dream.
I'm thinking as you're heading to work every day, you must just be excited. So excited to get to do this.
I am. I love it. I can't say I hate going to work every day. Any day that's a good flight day and I get to go up in the air, I love it.
Very cool. Well, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
All right. We'll see you up in the skies.
I'll see you there.
I just wanted to thank you for joining us for a NASA at My Library program. This is our final year of the grant. It started in 2017, and we have had a wonderful time doing it. If you're looking for some more of our NASA at My Library programs, they are available on our YouTube channel at SJC Library Vid, as well as our Facebook page. Thanks so much for joining us.